Hi, welcome to a new episode. It's a blissful day. I'm still in Chicago and I am going back tomorrow, so you still can enjoy my beautiful, much larger space than I'm normally used to. Everybody's downstairs kind of having fun and running around. So if you occasionally will hear like some kids screaming or fighting, it's my niece and nephew. Yes, it does happen, right? They're a bunch of kids and they're absolutely amazing. So, how's everybody doing? How was the food? Just in case you happen to be celebrating yesterday, since it was Easter. I know that I've eaten a little bit more than I wanted to, and occasionally it happens during the holidays. But I've decided to kind of take it easy. It seems like every time you go and visit family, I you know, eat way too much. And some people say, well, meant to happen. That's how it's supposed to go. But it's just, I just feel a little bit kind of sluggish. So I've decided to kind of cut it down. Did yoga with my niece, then I played some badminton with my nephew. It was fun. But let me go back to the topic. So I was doing a little bit of thinking this morning what I should be talking about today. And since it was the resurrection of Jesus Christ yesterday and him being one of the most known teachers in the world, I decided why not kind of look into some of the gems from his life and share that. So I'm not necessarily a very religious person, but I am going to read a little bit of Matthew today, just a tiny little paragraph, break it down and see if any of the message is still valid, if there is anything that we can apply to ourselves and see if we can maybe just smile a bit more. So I'm going to write back to it. So here it goes. I think the general statement can be made about this segment is be clear what you want. So here it goes. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find it. Knock and the door will be opened for you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds. To the one who knocks, the door will be opened. Matthew 7:7. So I think it's very basic, very self-explanatory. Before the coronavirus, I think a lot of the economy is doing great. I mean, it seems like a lot of people in the in the wide world were doing reasonably well. There was like a low unemployment. A lot of people are traveling, going on vacation. Yes, sure, there are hiccups here and there. There are parts of the world that need a lot of help, and sure, there's always going to be those, but I do want to focus on most of us were pretty lucky and had didn't have the same problems issues as we do right now. So since the things changed a little bit and have been kind of staying in our homes, and I know soon enough things will be going hopefully going back to some kind of sense of normalcy. But maybe this is a time to kind of ask ourselves again. It's like, hey, what is it that I want now? You know, is it did anything change, shift in me? I'm not sure. Those things. At least I'm finding myself to see how I should continue. I know nobody in Los Angeles has been really working. There's a lot of unknown, but it's me being a freelancer. I think a lot of us are quite used to it, and it's you finish one project and then there is the big unknowns, like what's going to happen next, who knows. It's one of the big unknowns, but I always kind of looked at it with something always will pop up, and I think the positivity always kind of guided me and helped me to kind of don't allow the storm kind of rough my feathers too much. I knew that eventually every single storm has to come down. It's just a universal law. So this will pass. That's a given. The question is, are we going to emerge from it, with a maybe new desires and wants? And maybe this is a perfect time to be asking ourselves, like, hey, it's like, what is the really next thing what I want? And personally, what I think it's a lot of time when I'm finding that it's besides normal, like a shelter, you want good quality food, you want a safe home, but I think it's human connection is one of the biggest thing that it's very sacred and it's very special, and love, that's kind of big part of that as well. So And I think a lot of us maybe have been taking a lot of even interactions face to face with your friends, family members for granted, and maybe this little uh, I want to call it an episode gave us something to think about. And I would encourage us to kind of maybe take a little bit of time if you have, before you go to sleep today, lay down and think about it. What is it that I really want now? It's like, and I will hope that is not only, the money. Sure, money is important. Absolutely. We need it to live with dignity. We need it to live safely. But I think there are some deeper questions, and I would maybe encourage you to start thinking about those lines. What is in the long term that you think would make your life a little bit better and healthier, and life that you'll be a little bit more positive and happy. So, without further ado, I let you do a little bit of your own work, but have fun with it. Just maybe just write it down a few things on a piece of paper. And I've actually done it. I've done this experiment many, many, many years ago when I was I was single and I was writing what kind of life I would love to attract, and I attracted this beautiful, amazing woman. Ended up being the mom to my child. Um, Unfortunate things ended up, we're going separate ways. It's totally okay. Things happen like that sometimes, but I'm still very grateful and happy for amazing daughter that I have. So even though it didn't work for me a long term, for a short time of time it worked, and I got a little amazing jewel out of that. So write it down, see what you want, and somehow the universe will provide. So with that, have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.